First memory where I felt Andy's personality.
Well, that probably had to have been when he was just a toddler.
First meal we had at the Ratty as a unit group.
One thing I remember about Andy when he was just beginning to walk and move around is that he had to constantly be moving.
My first memory of Andy was at driving school.
Andy was just bursting with energy as usual, couldn't keep still. Every time I was talking to him, he just kept looking off in the distance as if there was something else, fidgeting, of course, the entire time.
He'd just walk back and forth with this activity we called pacing. And it often involved just tossing a ball up in the air and catching it, and tossing a ball up in the air and catching it, and he could just do that nonstop.
One memory I have that I think showcases Andy's personality pretty well is when he created the Camp Perry Olympics.
When he led all the games and activities.
Oh, and organized the entire bracket.
One year, Andy took the 23 of us and decided to organize us into 4 different Olympic countries that would then participate in a series of sporting events across the 3-day reunion.
He's just always been this bundle of energy and enthusiasm, and I think it showed up at a really early age.
I don't think I have a specific memory. I just have this kind of stitched together montage of Andy.
The UC crew had told me about this ridiculous kid they were friends with who shouted all sorts of weird things.
He's saying silly, stupid things, like
algae, baby. Lots of algae.
magic legs.
Chicken on half a grapefruit!
Zap your dumbass!
He organized this entire thing with brackets and teams and pretty evenly balanced teams, and he was just so enthusiastic, and it made it really fun for everyone. And I think that's pretty indicative of Andy's personality. It was just enthusiasm, sports and athleticism, and really a large amount of generosity in devoting his time and energy toward improving the experiences of everyone around him.
I know one of the questions that we were asked was how we bonded with Kara. And it sounds maybe kind of corny, maybe a little bit silly, but I bonded with Kara the first month of my pregnancy.
As far back as I can remember, Kara and I have always had a close bond.
I knew that she was going to be a girl. I just knew it without a doubt, and I knew she was going to be amazing. It'd have to be just growing up and watching her grow up, our many fun trips camping.
Kara and I have always been a team, and my favorite childhood memories all involve Kara, you know, from our annual games of ABC Go Fish at all of our holiday gatherings.
Looking many years later at the elementary school father-daughter dance.
To our fashion shows of all of our new clothes that we got at Christmas.
At San Clemente State Beach, camping at Mammoth.
It was so much fun dancing with this little girl, and we just loved it. It was great.
And our summer sleepovers and family trips up to Mammoth.
We both had an unbelievably good time.
Just having her and Alana and all of the nieces and nephews get together and have a good time. And sure enough, she is truly amazing. So I was right.
One of the things that really impresses me about Andy, maybe the thing that impresses me the most, is
what I most admire about Kara is
I think it's got to be his love of life.
Is her work ethic. She is driven. She is conscientious. She works harder than anybody I know.
Kara is just an amazing all-around person.
There are a lot of things that impress me about my big brother.
How he constantly gets his hopes up for the San Diego Chargers.
I like it that Kara is very level-headed and fair.
Kara has a real sense of adventure and a real zest for life.
How incredibly and infectiously positive he is.
And I've seen this in her athletic career, I've seen it in her academics all throughout college and her graduate program, and I've seen it now in her career, her professional career.
He's always so optimistic, does everything 100%, is up for anything.
And that she's always up for anything and is just truly fearless in how she handles life.
I think the thing that impresses me most is the enthusiasm and kind of appreciation he will bring to anything he's doing.
Can-do attitude. Yeah, he's going to always land on his feet and
always
be on
smiling.
Top. He's smiling. He can't, he's going to make it work.
Yeah, he makes sure he's having a good time.
And also just the way he treats people. He's just so nice. He's so selfless. Puts others in front of him all the time.
And everybody that our relatives, friends, and even people she doesn't know. She's very fair and she's very accommodating and lets people give them the opportunity, and I just think that's great that she carries that attribute.
Andy, the thing I love most about you is your enthusiasm. Whether you're getting kidnapped for your birthday or planning an amazing hiking adventure, you always give it 1,000%.
He really just, I think, spreads happiness to those around him via his pure joy.
They have a great sense of adventure and are always coming up with new, fun and exciting things together.
He just lifts the spirits of everybody around him, no matter what.
First time Andy told me about Kara.
I think they were taking a boating class together.
Told me they met at a motorboating course, of course.
Kara, when she would go on dates, she's been on many dates, she would always call me maybe the next day or later that day and let me know how her date was going or how it went.
I think he came home and was pretty excited about this girl he had met, started emailing her.
The first time Kara really talked to me about Andy, I think is also the first day I met Andy.
I was driving cross country.
San Diego.
San Diego.
Yeah. Jack was down for a
Lacrosse
lacrosse tournament.
I remember I just came downstairs to like fill up my water bottle like late night. And then Karen is just boom, there.
I remember when we first met him, she didn't need to tell us anything about Andy. He just came right up to us and talked to us like it was the easiest thing in the world. And she called me up and she said, as she always did, usually would go, Mom.
I do recall Andy walking in probably about 3 weeks after the boating class that we had together, and he was abnormally jazzed, which is strange.
Man, it was at Thanksgiving, and I heard all these great stories.
My first time too.
Mom, this guy is amazing, almost too good to be true. We talked the whole time, the time went by so quickly, we have so much in common. He is just really amazing and I can't wait to see him again.
And I think a couple days after that, Mom, Andy, and I Facebook stalked her, of course.
And I just remember it was at Christmas, one of our family's Christmas gatherings, Kara pulling me aside and saying to me.
And I remember stopping at Andy's house where he was living with a bunch of other people. And I basically remember thinking every person I met was like another iteration of Andy.
I do remember him seeming almost like excited, but trying to be reserved.
Now I was like, man, who is this dude trying to get all close to my little girl cousin Kara? And I was like, dang, he's pretty good at football. He's got a cool dog. I can get down with this guy.
But there was like Dr. Andy and like crazy Andy and like weirdo Andy.
She was cute, she was smart, and she was a beast at volleyball.
And I was like, oh, that's female Andy.
And I'm pretty sure Mom declared at that point that Kara was way too pretty and pretty much out of Andy's league.
The first time that I heard about Andy, it almost sounded like the way Kara described him, that it was too good to be true.
I think maybe he was concerned that he was getting too excited too fast, almost like things were too good to be true.
I'm glad she was wrong.
You know, I think he's the one, and I can definitely see myself marrying him one day.
When I met Andy, he was exactly what Kara said he was. He was the nicest guy, the ideal person that you'd want as a suitor.
But he comes in bouncing off the walls, and I'm just like, whoa, Andy, we have to actually get something done today. Let's bring it down a little bit. And I was just asking what's going on. He's like, well, I'm pretty sure he said I took this girl on a date last night, or I met this girl, or I hung out with this girl last night for the first time, and I'm pretty sure she's the one.
I've never heard her talk about anyone else like that before, so I knew that Andy was someone special.
We have fortunately found out that Kara is just truly the best thing for Andy.
The happiest I've ever seen Andy and Kara.
They're happy all the time.
You guys are just always so happy and full of laughter when you're together.
Valentine's Day a couple years ago.
Well, there's the infamous birthday party, surprise birthday party for Kara, where Andy just invited everyone who's ever known Kara, and anyone who couldn't come, he got like a video of them, and then there was like Kara trivia.
It was outside of Heart Lake in Yellowstone about a year ago, which happened to be when Andy proposed.
Kara had somehow infiltrated the Chord C lab space and managed to completely flood Andy's computer, desk, etc. with stickies and candy and I love you notes, and I mean, it was beyond ridiculous.
They're always so happy together.
You see, Andy had secretly requested that Julie and I be hidden photographers for the proposal, so I had a good view of Andy convincing Kara that she should walk up a stream and potentially find a beaver dam or two. I don't think she believed him, but she followed him anyways. When she started to realize that this wasn't just a wildlife hike, Andy walked up to her, hugged her, and then dropped down to a knee.
Kara was really surprised, and everyone was really excited. He made it fun for everybody. He put a ton of work into it, though. I remember he was doing it for months.
You guys are so goofy and silly and adorable together.
For that whole evening, you could just tell they were so happy. They couldn't stop smiling and laughing because they knew that they were going to be getting married soon and spending the rest of their lives with each other.
They're both just so happy individually, so collectively, it's just like a big explosion of love fest.
Words of advice for Kara?
What are some things that Andy can do to keep Kara happy?
Okay, words of advice for Kara.
First, Kara, make sure she gets lots of sleep, okay? She loves to sleep. She can sleep anywhere.
I really don't have any. I think they handled themselves pretty well.
But that's another thing her and Andy have in common. Andy, I've seen this firsthand, can sleep just about anywhere at any time.
Feed him. We always got into the worst arguments just before lunch.
Make sure there's lots of veggies and fruit in the refrigerator, okay? She needs her veggies and she needs her fruit.
Well, number one, I think it's pretty obvious, is Andy, you need to get Kara a puppy. So you should get on that pronto. If you get her a puppy, I guarantee you she'll be happy.
I'm sure you've heard, don't go to bed angry, open communication.
Keeping things going the way that you've been doing things. Keep in touch with each other.
I think they have really strong communication, and I think that they have such a solid base that I don't have any good advice. I think they got it down.
I would watch out for Mountain Dew. I think Mountain Dew allows Andy to push himself beyond his physical limits to the point where he hits a wall, as we always said in the family.
Kara, one thing you should know marrying Andy is that when you're buying him pants, you should always allow extra room in the butt area.
Ask Andy about the time he split his pants at the senior dance in college. I'm not sure if he ever told you about that, but it didn't stop him from dancing. He just kept going.
On multiple occasions in college, Andy has ripped his pants dancing too hard. So once he had a suit tailored and requested a little extra room in the back. So just make sure to give him room to move.
As things change over time, keep involved with each other.
The clothing choices and the exterior appearance issues that we may have differences of opinion on really don't matter. And I love the fact that both Charlie and Andy have a warmth that people are drawn to, and at the end of the day, they are beloved by almost everybody that they come into contact with. So that is far and away more important than whether they are the most styling guys out there on the planet.
Keep your relationship first and foremost in your what you do and what you want to pursue.
Coming up with ways to make her laugh and smile will go a long way into making her happy. And Andy, I know you already do that in spades.
A good marriage must be created. In the art of marriage, the little things are the big things. It is never being too old to hold hands. It is remembering to say, I love you, at least once each day. It is never going to sleep angry. It is having a mutual sense of values and common objectives. It is standing together facing the world. It is forming a circle of love that gathers in the whole family. It is speaking words of appreciation and demonstrating gratitude in thoughtful ways. It is having the capacity to forgive and forget. It is in giving each other an atmosphere in which each can grow. It is finding room for the things of the Spirit. It is a common search for the good and the beautiful. It is not only marrying the right partner, it is being the right partner.
And my guess is there's probably not a whole lot of things that Kara doesn't already know about Andy, and I think that's one of the great reasons why you're such a good fit and you're ready to go for this wedding.
Marriage is making sure you choose the right partner, and we think you both have.
Good luck.
Hey everyone, I'm cousin Captain Kyle, and this is Stana. First and foremost, we want to congratulate the happy couple, my cousin Kara and Mr. Andy. We are so excited and so happy, as you can tell by this emoji. This is how we feel about their nuptials.
I am thrilled and will be forever grateful that you two found each other, and I'm thrilled that you are joining in the union of marriage to create a new family, because I think you are great together.
I wish you both all the best in your marriage. You're both amazing people.
Wishes for Andy and Kara. Well, I don't have to wish too much because it's already happening.
We're so glad, Kara, you found your soulmate in Andy.
I have the highest of hopes and the best of wishes for Andy and Kara's married life.
And I wish nothing but much happiness and, of course, good health for both of them.
And I truly believe you guys are absolutely perfect, made for each other.
We knew it was meant to be from the first time we played volleyball together. You guys are both pretty crazy, as you know.
I think that I've never seen two people that are so in touch with each other. They're like two peas in a pod, I say.
Well, I mean, the real hope is that they have a fantastic, long, and happily married life.
That they just enjoy each other's company.
Yeah.
And a lot of,
I'll say
lot
what
of
Luke
good
said
times
last
together.
time.
And Andy, as your aunt, I've always known that you were going to require a very special wife, and we're so happy that you found Kara because she can handle you, and you guys are perfect together.
For the rest of their lives, they will continue to have enthusiastic adventures together.
They're like two people that they're just meant for each other.
Happy marriage. I love you both. I'm so excited that you're creating your own new family, and I'm so lucky to have you as part of mine.
We're so excited for you and Kara. You guys are crazy together and love hanging out with the two of you. You both are infectious people, and we look forward to many good times on the beach and elsewhere.
Kara and Andy, as you guys get married, I just wish you so much joy and patience for all the incredible adventures you're going to have, and the patience to get you through hard times as well. I just have so much faith in your ability to work together as partners and to enjoy each other to such an extreme degree.
You keep up that energy, keep up that enthusiasm for life, and just keep having at it and have fun.
You don't have to agree on everything, but you must respect the other person and their opinion, and accept it, that they have that opinion, and accept the way they are.
We know you found a truly special guy, and we're very happy for both of you, and just wish you all the best in the years to come.
Good luck, Kara and Andy. I look forward to seeing how your marriage grows and develops.
Lifetime of laughter and happiness and family and loved ones.
I think you guys are just meant for each other.
Keep playing volleyball.
Keep exploring
that
outdoors.
fun, young energy.
And I think that, I hope that when they're 70, 80 years old and sitting on their porch, they can look back on it and just think about all the fond memories and the fond times they had together throughout their lives.
It's just a pleasure to spend time with you and to see how much you love each other. I love you both. Congratulations.
Hey guys, congrats, and here's a toast to the couple.
Congratulations, we're so happy for you.
Congratulations, wishing you the best of luck and happiness always.
Andy, you're officially a cousin now, so welcome to the family.
Ladies and gentlemen, let me share a little story with you. Let's look into the future. This is 10 years down the road, the House of Candy.
Happy anniversary, Kara and Andy. It's your 10th anniversary.
Well, I think they'll be in a house in San Diego. I think they'll stay in San Diego.
Okay, 10 years from now, I think Andy and Kara will have a house here in San Diego, hopefully close to our parents and to myself.
First of all, they will definitely be living in a house that is close to the beach, but also no more than a short drive away from the mountains.
I imagine a really comfortable home, a really unpretentious and inviting home where people are always welcome.
In 10 years, when you walk into Kara and Andy's house, here's what you'll see.
Now imagine, let me paint this word picture for you. 4 stories, house. The basement, full-scale rock climbing wall.
When you walk up, there's a door, of course, but instead of turning the doorknob, you have to spike a volleyball over a net, hit the doorknob, and the door opens.
I would guess that it's a very busy, active, happy household.
You sprint up some stairs, and in one upstairs bedroom, you see Kara Jr. learning how to do pull-ups with Andy at her side. And in the other bedroom, Andy Jr. learning how to do some yoga with Kara.
The 3rd floor, full-scale aquarium. There's gonna be whales, sea lions, sea urchins, some sea slugs. Get some of the bottom dwellers in there, evens out the ecosystem. Kara and Andy love that stuff.
Just so they can scuba dive inside of their own house?
Absolutely, plus they're trying to save the planet.
Oh.
And their kids are all going to be all-star swimmers and are going to probably also know all of the scientific names for all of the fish in the sea.
I'd also expect a little hot tub somewhere. Yeah, I mean, I think that's a classic Andy family pastime, so gotta keep a tradition.
I imagine the Candy household full of dogs, children, love.
Congratulations for making 10 years. I figure right now that you probably have a couple rug rats running around the house.
As far as family and children, I see that also evolving. And the family and you, I'm convinced you'll have children. And I'm very much looking forward to that.
I hope they will have probably 2 young, Andy and Kara, very young kids at that point in time. Please take your time.
And probably 2 kids, I think. 2 kids. And those kids will be very active, just like Andy and Kara.
My prediction, 2 kids, same sex. Don't know whether it's girls or boys, but I'm just throwing that out there.
Copious amounts of little childless little babies just run around and mauling each other.
I mean, I was imagining like a volleyball squad of kids all yelling LG. LG, baby, LG!
3 kids running through the hallways. No one has their shirt on.
Of course, outside, there's a rock climbing wall on the side of the house, an outdoor tent for camping in the backyard.
They're gonna have 3 or 4 little kids belaying up and down that thing, defying gravity, doing stunts. It's a regular trapeze act.
10 years from now, I expect Andy to be teaching his kids all about different sports.
Julie is probably trying to teach the children very complex games, perhaps bridge.
And like made up games. Just like super aggressive.
Yeah. Let's say maybe a 6-year-old and 8-year-old, a boy and a girl. Andy constantly throws footballs at them. Mini-sized one, you know, just because he understands they're small.
This reminds me of another time, when Andy was just really excited about life. And I remember him distinctly saying that he had seen this commercial that he really, really liked.
And tons of friends and family who live right down the street to help build community and help raise their kids.
And you'll, of course, always be happy with your jobs, whatever they be.
Building decks, dogs running around, barbecues, just like the American dream.
Probably has a dog in the future.
I think they're going to definitely have 1 or 2 dogs for sure of the retriever variety.
I'm sure they'll have a dog. I'm excited about that.
10 years from now, I want Andy to remember his other bro who absolutely adored him.
So they're going to take a epic dive trip every year annually over the summer.
Andy and Kara are probably competing for some sort of beach volleyball title.
There's probably someone bouncing a basketball and a volleyball flying through the air.
Gotta have a ping pong table somewhere.
I know that whatever is in store for Andy and Kara's future together, I know that they will be just as in love with each other 10 years from now as they are today and as they are on their wedding day.
So I think they're going to have a very well-rounded, happy life 10 years from now.
And so, yeah, I could imagine it basically like a Chevy Silverado commercial, but with Mountain Dew.